Hello and good day. Our target year is to reach the 1000 subscribers. Yes, you've heard correctly, the 1000 subscribers. We are only missing 490. Not much, not much. It will only take you one click, which means a lot for me. Doing this simple action, you will be easily warned about our future Casio experiences. And yes, we will see the future reviews of old and new Casio watches, as well as how-to tutorials, and the most important action, we will learn together how to fix the watches. As for today's video, we will learn how to swap a module, an old Miyota module with a newer module. Stay tuned. Now let's start the swapping module actions. As we have here three watches. The middle one is the donor one, and the side ones could be the potential candidates for this. As we can see here, we take the caliper and measure the diameter of the two diver watches. We can see a diameter which is quite similar in between them. Therefore, the module could be easily swapped. But we have a big issue: the crown position. The MMA one has the crown at 4 o'clock, which will give us huge disadvantage and a lot of pains while swapping the modules. If the crown would be somehow tilted, it could be placed. Since it is down, you cannot swap the modules without secondary actions, which leave us to the MTH-1018 to swap the modules. Now the issue with the 1018 was that the module was so old, so corroded, which even after replacing the batteries after 2 or 3 days, the hands would stop working. After some readjustments, again it will start moving, but in the end it will still start working. Therefore, let's swap the modules. First, we will start by removing the strap of the MRW200. We can see that the strap could be original for the F105, I'm not sure, because it looks a little wider and it has all the codes on it. It's just missing the Casio logo from the buckle. This strap will be kept. Now we will try to open the case by removing or by detightening all the 4 screws. Now that the screws are removed and also the back case, we will try to remove also this white plate that keeps the module in its correct position. After doing this, our next action is to see if the module really works. Therefore, we will need to swap the battery. To do this, as you have probably seen in my previous video and also for the 1330 module, we need to untighten this small screw that keeps the securing plate of the battery. We will untighten it, but not entirely, and then replace the battery. This model uses an SR626 battery. Perfectly. Now we can see that the hand is moving, the second hand is moving. Next action is to take off the crown. Doing this, we will have to push that small plate which has the small point on it. While pressing it, you have to pull out in the same time the crown. And yes, the crown is removed. After this, we take off the module next to the dial as well. And now let's see how to take the circle with the markers. And now let's see how to take off the bezel, because I want to remove also this glass. To do this, we will just pull in exterior the bezel. It is a simple action. First, I will just secure the case so that it will not move, and then with this back remover tool, I will just pull out the bezel and the glass will fall off by its own. Now we can see that the watch is completely disassembled except the module and the dial and the hands. That will be the next step. We see that we have a lot of mess here. I have these small cases in which I will just put the parts that I will no longer need. Therefore, the case, the circle with the markers, the glass and the back case will be not needed for this project, and I will just put them in this case, as well as in the other one I will put the metal parts. Now we will take the other watch. So basically the candidate, we will need to take off the back case, but first let's tear off the bracelet, and with the help of this uninflated ball we will just untighten the back case, and we can see here that the modules are very similar in dimensions. It is an older Miyota movement. You can see that the plastic assembly that keeps the module inside in a correct position, it is quite larger than the candidate watch, therefore we need to file it off until we reach the correct diameter. I will just use a file to do this. I hope I am using the correct word in English, but I will put an image as an example. Now here would be the two modules placed one next to the other one, and I will try to take off the dial from the old as you can see, we have the old model next to the new module with their dials and hands. We will need to take off the hands so that we can swap the dials in between them. First, since I do not have the proper tools for removing the hands, I will just use the spring removal tool and adapt it. So I will just put the tool underneath the hands and then push them up. Now that the hands are up, I will just use the same action for the new module, and I will try to swap the dials. As you can see, the back of the dials, they both, one had and one still has these two pins that are secured in the holes of the module, but since the diameters are different, they will not fit in between them, so we will need to improve. Now I will put the old dial to the new module, as I see one hole there, but we will see later on that it is not good, this action. After this I will put the new hands, since the old ones are corroded and also bended. I will put the new hands. Again, I do not have proper tools, and I managed to bend a little the second hand. Now you can see that I have placed on the new module, I have placed the old dial with the new hands, and we can see that the watch is working. Since we have managed to assemble the module, the new module with the old dial, we would need to secure it in the case. This white plastic secures the movement, and we can see that the diameters are different. We will need to file off the diameter of the new plastic so that it will fit the case. Now I have tried to take off the excess of the material with a cutter, but since the plastic is too hard, I'm afraid of breaking it, and I will use the file to file it off. So it took me around 15 or 20 minutes until I have managed to reach the desired value of the diameter, but my actions were successful. So the models are swapped and placed, and now I will try to fit in the crown. I'm not sure which crown I will use. We will have to see later on, but now you can see that this glass, which is plastic, it is way damaged, so it has a lot of scratches, and it got a little yellow, and I have the glass to remove it. Let's try and remove the glass. Let's try and assemble the new glass, and voila, look what I have managed to do. So we will not replace the glass. As we can see that the dial does not align correctly with the stern position, so basically the 3 o'clock would somehow be shifted toward 4 o'clock, and this has to be correctly aligned. And I will take off again the hands, take off the dial, remove the pin, the original pin, and try to stick it to the model. To do this I have two solutions. Either I use adhesive tape. I will just need thin adhesive tape, but I have ended up to use a nail polisher, so I will just put in the corners, and I will just wait until it gets dry. We can see that the nail polisher has done its action, so it has glued the dial to the module, and I have glued it in the correct position, and now the 3 o'clock is on top of the stern position. And let's put put the white plastic that secures the movement inside and put the movement into the case. With the stern and with the crown, I'm happy that they have the same dimensions, everything looks the same. I can use the old crown and stern, lucky me. And now we can see that the module and the watch is moving. What I do not have and what it is not quite correctly is the date. So this watch was day date, and now since the dial has just a smaller gap, it is just a date watch. But also this date, it is not correctly because the height of the characters are way larger for the extrusion from the dial. But as long as the watch works, it is okay for me. Now we can see that I do not have a glass. I will just use the original glass, the one that it is dirty and scratched and very old. I can easily take it off, so I will just go to the watch repairman and swap it, because you have seen that I have broken the previous glass, which was a little larger for the diameter of the case. And I have also assembled the hands way easier. I have accumulated experience, therefore you can put the hands also without proper tools, but it's hard and you have a lot of risk of damaging the hands. So we have reached the end of the video. I hope guys you have enjoyed the actions that we have done together. So basically we have removed the module, we have a file of the plastic that secures the module, we have exchanged the hands without proper tools, and yes, we have some difficulties in adjusting the dial to the model, but in the end the project is done. The next item that I need to do is just replace the glass, but this will be the job of a proper watch repair guy, since he has the proper presses to do this. For me the watch works, and this is sufficient for me, because since I will leave it into my collection, I need to leave it as a working timepiece. Although it has some disadvantages, that the date still works but cannot be adjusted. My guess is that the stern is somehow worn and it does not wind the date. I'm not sure why this is, but as you could see, if you are winding towards the correct hour, the date moves as well, and the watch works. I hope it will keep on working until the battery is drained off. Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying with me, and do not forget to subscribe. I definitely need the 1000 subscribers. Thank you. See you. We have